Hello and welcome to episode 5 of I Want to Run Eastenders, and I really do with a passion. Right, if you read the header at the top, you'll know that this episode is about bringing back Den and Angie in my fan fiction, my Eastenders fan fiction, Black Widow. Now, you think I'm insane. You probably already think I'm insane because I'm talking to a tablet, right? This is how I'm going to do it, right? Obviously, Black Widow. The Black Widow is Chrissy Watts. She's the gangster who now runs all the organised crime all around Walford. And it is revealed in my fanfic, as I'm writing it now, that Chrissy Watts and Angie were sisters. Chrissy reveals to Sharon she wants Sharon to stop Ian from getting involved with the crime commission. So she's offering to tell her where Den and Angie are. Now, obviously, Sharon's shell-shocked. She is believed, like the rest of us, that Den and Angie have been dead for the past few years. Chrissy reveals that actually she faked Angie's death because the firm that Dirty Den used to work for were after her. So she's been in hiding. She's changed her name. Nobody knows where she is. Then she reveals to Sharon that Den's alive as well. Now, we all saw Chrissy Watts cave Den's skull in with Pauline's doorstop, as comical and as ridiculous as that was. It's the wind. It's not over. Anyway, where were we? Right. So, how alive? Let me explain to you how Den can be alive. What Chrissy tells Sharon is this. She tells Sharon that her father is Jimmy Webb, and her brother is Marcus Tandy. Yes, the very same Marcus Tandy from El Dorado. Yes, the guy who Sharon came back with, who Sharon had problems with, who got Phil to deal with the problems. Remember that guy played by Jesse Birdsall, the guy who used to play Marcus Tandy. I can't remember his name, but his name's fake. He's actually Marcus Tandy from El Dorado, and that is also Chris's brother. Right, you getting me? She tells Sharon that her father, Jimmy Webb, is a very corrupt man, a very powerful man, and Den had found something on him, and he was using it as leverage. He wanted Den killed. Now, although Chrissy was very angry with Den, she didn't want Den to die. So she come up with a plan to fake Den's death. So she orchestrated that whole night in the Vic. So she hits him over the head once, and that got out of hand in the Vic. She admits that all got out of hand. But then, as Zoe and Sam go upstairs, he comes to. She tells him what's going on, and they come to an agreement. She knows Sam's watching through the crack of the door. So she plants one on Den with the doorstop, or it looks like that, but she hasn't actually really done that. She slammed it on the side of the floor beside Den. So they go through the motions. They wrap Den's body up, they put him underground. But later that night, when Zoe and Sam went home, she brings Den out. He's still alive with an oxygen mask, and she hides him. She sends him away somewhere else so her father Jimmy can never find him. And that is how Dirty Den and Angie are still alive. So why am I bringing back Den and Angie in my fan fiction? I've created this new universe, this new EastEnders universe, because as a massive EastEnders fan, I never agreed with killing off Angie. I mean, it was ridiculous. Anita had left years before. She didn't have to be killed off. There was no viable reason to do it. Why? To create a story, to get the ratings up a little bit. It was ridiculous. And as I say, we all know why Leslie Grantham had to leave EastEnders. There was a lot of stink over what happened with the Captain Hook webcam thing, but I never gave a toss about it. I love Dirty Den. I love Leslie Grantham as a performer and as a creative talent. So that character is a hero of mine. Should never have been killed off. So in my fan fiction, I'm bringing Den and Angie back to Albert Square, back to Walford, and I'm going to have them right in the middle of this crime war between Chrissy, Aaron and Danny. So that's how I'm going to bring them back. So that's very exciting for me, and I believe in this fan fiction, and I believe this could be I could easily make this the real EastEnders if I was ever allowed, which, as I said to you before, is a pipe dream. It's probably never going to happen. As someone said, I had quite a nice chat with the person who runs EastEnders Spoilers last night, and they do a great job on their fan page. But I think he or she, I'm not sure, I think it's a she, told me that Dominic Treadwell-Collins and the BBC will never listen to me. And it doesn't matter to me if the BBC or Dominic Treadwell-Collins take no notice of me. It's not about that, because I am getting public support. I'm getting the EastEnders fans, the EastEnders viewers behind me. I'm getting inbox from so many people telling me that they're enjoying what I'm doing, that they believe, they agree with me with what I'm saying, and they're behind me. That's all I need, public support, to bring down this sham that is EastEnders right now. We saw last night an absolute outrage. On the Monday night, we saw Shirley holding a gun, ready to shoot at Phil and Sharon from the upstairs window of the Vic. Next episode, she doesn't shoot. Surprise, surprise, I predicted that. And the episode was a load of rubbish. The guys in the pink shirts, it's not EastEnders. It's nowhere near EastEnders, and that's why I'm enjoying doing my fan fiction. The mediocrity of EastEnders right now is motivating me to do these videos, to keep on my fan fiction. But bring back Den and Angie, I know has to be done. I know people will say you can't bring them back, they were definitely dead. I don't care. We're in a fantasy world, and it's fanfic anyway. It's not like it's the real show, but bringing them back, well, for me, it excites me, because they were the energy of the show. They were amazing. They were inspired by JR and Sue Ellen from Dallas. We all know that. Back then, when EastEnders first came out, Dallas was massive, and Sue Ellen and JR were massive. So, but they work. They work as characters, and that's why I'm bringing them back. And it'll be something great with Sharon to have them back. And of course, as I say, they will both be very much involved in the middle of this kind of Game of Thrones power struggle for Walford. And obviously, with me introducing Chris's family, the Webbs, Jimmy Webb, Marcus Tandy, yep, from El Dorado, and I'll be introducing some more of them. Now, that's no difference to what Dominic Treadwell-Collins has done with the Carters. I've counted 9 Carters. With the introduction of the mother, there'll be 9. Obviously, when Dean leaves, there'll be 8. 8 members of one family. We're not talking about the Ewings at South Fork Ranch here. We are talking about a bunch of people in one square, in one little show. It's too much. And the problem is, they're not interesting enough to have so many of them. The introduction of Danny Dyer was a major stroke. But to bring him in, a man with his talents, bringing him in as a shrinking violet, it doesn't ring true to me. And as I say, this is what motivates me. If I took over EastEnders, of course Danny would be involved. Danny Dyer's brilliant. Danny Dyer was a big film actor at some point, you know. And I mean, he might not have been a big success. Even Danny admits himself that he joined EastEnders for the money, really. He later says, EastEnders, you know. But I mean, really, if it wasn't for Dominic Treadwell-Collins, Danny Dyer wouldn't be there. He's already said that. And it's quite obvious to me, Dominic Treadwell-Collins is passionate about EastEnders. He's enjoying working on it. But I'm sorry, even with he's come up with some really good ideas. Stacey's Mystery Key, a masterstroke, but poorly executed. It's dragged out too long. There's no pace in his stories. That's the problem. And EastEnders' major success really was its pace and the speed of dialogue, the speed of scenes changing very quickly. And I've been doing more EastEnders research because my memory's crap, and I've been watching a lot of YouTube vids from the early EastEnders, and as I said in my I Want to Run EastEnders El Dorado video, my research was really emotional to me, seeing some amazing scenes. That's when EastEnders was at its golden age, and what an amazing show. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, about saving the show, about getting all the EastEnders fans to stand beside me, to help me change this show, save this show, make it the envy of the other soaps. Not just the other soaps, but the other dramas and the other networks, the other TV channels. And I believe we can do it. But if I never get to run EastEnders, I'm not going to give up on my fan fiction. I believe my fan fiction is probably more exciting than the actual show, and that's not particularly hard. But I'm still writing the fanfic. I will publish it eventually, from episode to episode. I'm still doing excerpts. Remember, you can find me on Facebook. I'm Mick Meanus. You can find me on Twitter. I'm Movies TV Mad. I've got a brand new Facebook page called Movie TV Mad. There's loads of content, including all the YouTube videos I've done so far, apart from the Ice Bucket Challenge, just too embarrassing. The man boobs and stuff is gross. You won't want to see it anyway. But anyway, let's forget about all that. We're talking EastEnders. We're talking, and so my whole concept is really to kill off the characters we're not interested in. I mean, people like Jay and Abby, it's boring. I'm not interested in Jay and Abby. I remember when EastEnders had quality young characters like Kelvin, like Mary the punk, brilliant characters. And I remember Tricky Dicky, what a character that was. You know, Steve Owen, aka Martin Kemp, brilliant master stroke having Martin in there. It hasn't got any big hitters anymore. It hasn't got much to get excited about. And I also noticed that Dominic's really dumbed down the character of Phil Mitchell. That's why I want to make him disabled. That's why I want him to be shot in the back in the massacre of Albert Square. I want the character to evolve. And this is what you've got to do with continuing drama. Always evolve the characters. If a character spends a lot of time with a certain character, after a while it's good to get him involved with characters he doesn't normally like mingle with, because that makes it interesting, doesn't it? And I think all the good soaps do that. I mean, and this is why I sat there thinking about Phil, and I'm Phil the Iron Man for too long, and it's become boring. And as an actor and the character gets older and his threat level loosens, you want to evolve the character and take him somewhere else. And paralysing Phil, giving him a new struggle. And at first he is going to struggle with. In my fiction, Phil will struggle with being disabled. But then we see him rise up, not literally because he's disabled, but we see him rise up. And he becomes a hero for Walford. And for the people who can't fight Chrissy, who can't fight Aaron Wilmot Brown and Danny Watts. He becomes a hero. He galvanises himself. And this is what I think. I love emotional journeys, great storytelling. That's what it's all about. Seeing a character struggle, but then get the strength and rise up. And that's what one of the many problems with EastEnders at the moment. Together we can change that. But as I say, if I never get to run EastEnders, this fanfic is happening. You know where to find me. We'll speak again. See you. And by the way, I'm here in Cyprus and it's boiling. That's why I'm wearing the glasses. I'm not trying to be cool. I couldn't be cool if I tried. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everyone who watched my EastEnders, I want to run EastEnders El Dorado video. I think there's about 10 views at the moment. That's great for me. If you haven't seen it yet, go and watch it. My YouTube is Mike Meanus, smallvillemad@gmail.com. See you later. I'm going to jump in the pool. See ya.